Welcome to my honest opinion. Welcome back to another episode of My Honest Opinion. You're listening to the voice of the comedian Semi Cedar.
Let's go.
Now, I'm seeing like there's a few people that are upset with the way that Ginger Jay has been treated off of the back of what he said, off the back of his opinion.
Yes?
On what he said about black women and everything. I'm not going to go into it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's a sad situation. Do you know what I mean? I didn't like to see that. Do you know what I mean? Probably as much as he didn't want to say that. I know if he could rewind time, he would have sat down and had a think before he said probably half the things that he said. Do you know what I mean? Because not every single thing was bad, but the majority of it ended up to be bad for him, what he said. Do you know what I mean? But so he's faced some backlash from it. Do you know what I mean? Also not nice to see, but this is what happens when we make mistakes. Do you know what I mean? You know what they say, when you slip, you slide. You know what I mean? So this is what happens when we slide as humans in life. When we slip, sometimes we slide as humans, and it comes with a whole heap of backlash and different things. And do you know what I mean? You end up losing things, and stuff of that nature. It's not nice to see, man. I didn't want to see him lose his position on Pen Game, you know what I'm saying? Alongside Margs as a judge. I didn't want to see that. He was good for that show. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, I also don't want to see people questioning why Margs got rid of him. Why Mars gave him the sack. I'm seeing a lot of people questioning why. You're allowed to question it. Well, that's also something I don't really want to see. Do you know what I mean? End of the day, it's Margs' business. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And unless man's a direct partner inside of the business with Margs, like the half of the business belongs to Jay as well. Do you know what I mean? And half belongs to Margs. You know what I mean? Or even a percentage of it. It'd be harder to shove him out of the business. Do you know what I mean? Because he's actually a partner inside. He's an investor inside of the business and tear. If that happened and then he's trying to push him out, I'd be like, oh, right, it's a bit harder to do. Do you know what I mean? I still understand why he wouldn't want him to do business with him anymore. Standing on his principles at the end of the day, that's all Marks has done. Do you know what I mean? Like, Jay stood on his principles when he said what he said, even though he's apologized and whatnot. Do you know what I mean?
Yes?
But at the time when he said it, he was standing on what he said. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so all Marks is doing is standing on what he said. Do you know what I mean? By saying he can't have that association with his brand. It's not impersonal. It's all business. I hope one day him and Mark can be friends. Do you know what I mean? And obviously link up outside of the Pen Game or whatever and be mates. Do you know what I mean? I hope that it blows over and they become friends again. Because I'm sure they was pretty close. Do you know what I mean? It's very unfortunate, man. Do you know what I mean? The situation. Like, I don't like to see anyone lose their job. That's a man's livelihood. But at the end of the day, as a grown man, I've seen the situation as a neutral, and I understand why Marks can't deal with that again. Do you know what I mean? Like, he can't have that kind of not even deal with that again. He can't have that associated to his brand. Do you know what I mean? He can't have a man's thoughts and opinions associated to his brand. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes?
And it's just as simple as that. Now I'm hearing people in the comments saying, oh, but you're allowed the battle rappers to cuss and disrespect each other and this and that, but you won't allow Ginger Jay to.
What?
This is different. That happened outside of his establishment for a start. You know, it didn't happen on Pen Game when Ginger Jay said his thing, first and foremost. And Pen Game is Pen Game. Ginger Jay's opinion is Ginger Jay's opinion. They're rappers on Pen Game. Pen Game's a business. Do you know what I'm saying? The rappers, them are part of the business. You know what I'm saying? Disrespecting each other is a part of the business. It's all business, it's part of the brand. No one can't say, oh, you allow the rappers them to. That's just the most ridiculous comparison ever.
Yes?
That he allows the rappers to say things to each other, but he wouldn't allow Ginger Jay to say what Ginger Jay said. Was Ginger Jay in a rap battle with them girls when he said, come on, man, come on, let's not be stupid here. It's just being ignorant and stupid. Do you know what I mean? Because you want to see Ginger Jay on the show because obviously to you, he made the show better and whatnot. And that's, what you think and everything, which is fine. It's cool. He probably did make the show better. I don't know. I didn't really watch Pen Game. You know what I'm saying? I saw little clips of it on Instagram because I got Margs on Instagram and 1 and 2, but I haven't really sat down and watched it still. Do you know what I mean? But I will get round to watching it. And I'm going to watch some of the old takes with Ginger Jay on there, 1 and 2. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and catch up with it and stuff, because I haven't really sat and watched an episode. And I like my rap. I like my battle rap in 1 and 2. You know, I used to watch a lot of the Americans. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, is it URL? And then, man, there, Smack. You know what I mean? Smack. And then, man, there, I used to watch bare American stuff, innit? Easy the Block Captain and all these different battle rappers, and you know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm into my battle rap still. You know what I mean? But I ain't caught too much of what Margs is doing, so I will be catching up with that.
Let's go.
You know, but back to my point, as I digress a little, you know what I mean? Point is, right, Mark said something, right? And it's like people want him to flip-flop on what he said. He said he can't deal with it. He doesn't agree with what Ginger Jay says. And he has to make it known, innit? Do you know what I mean? And also what Ginger Jay said could affect his brand. You know what I mean? To me, he's looking out for his livelihood, his self, innit? Like, who can blame a man for looking out for himself? Do you know what I mean? Where his brand's concerned and the things that feed his kids and everything and puts money in his pocket, pays his bills. How can you blame a man for that? For looking out for himself and putting his business first? You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I've followed Mark since Mash Time. Yeah, I'm from E11. Marks and them men are from E9. I followed Marks from Mash Time days, right? I know people, right, who know Marks personally from my ends. And they gave man the CD back in the day, the Mash Time CD, right? And I battered that CD. Absolutely battered it. Do you know what I'm saying? And I just rate Marks and them, man. Hard come up, everything like that. You know what I mean? Even a time where man was finding it difficult to get on and everything like that. We don't know what Marks went through. Do you know what I'm saying? When he couldn't get on with his music and everything like that. He's going through his little you know, ups and downs, and, you know, it's probably affecting a man's mood, and, you know, to the point where a man's thinking, wait, like, is it worth it anymore? You know what I mean? And then, you know, man get a light bulb and they come up with a Pen Game in 1 and 2, and they think, you know what? There is still life in the old dog in 1 and 2. I can still make it and Who was there with him? Was Ginger Jay there with him when he's doing all that? I don't think so. When he's going through his down times, who was there with him? Before he built Pen Game? Huh? And he's still trying to bust as an artist and couldn't really make it because certain things. Not because he's not good. Nothing to do with that.
No.
It's all to do with other things. You know what I'm saying? Right? So obviously, man, come on, man. No one there with him when he might have been going through certain depression in 1 and 2. You understand me? So now he's managed to pick himself up, everything like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, he can make certain decisions. That's the position he's put himself in. I don't really want to see people questioning that. People shouldn't be questioning it. Do you know what I mean? How can you question a man about how to run his business? Especially if you're not a part of the business or you ain't even got your own business. I know half of these cats in the comments fucking don't even have a job, let alone a business. Let's be real. Half of these cats comment ain't even got a job, let alone a motherfucking business.
No.
How you gonna question man on a big fucking brand and business? And you're on fucking Universal Credit and PIP. Come on, man.
What?
Tell me that. You can't relate. You can't relate. You're telling him about how you should take Ginger Jay back because he lets the battle rappers snap at each other. Duh, that's the whole point of battle rap. For them to snap on each other.
Are you done?
What are we doing here? On the reals. Like Ginger Jay even come out and said himself, because he is a real one. He said himself, like, he understands why Margs had to disassociate himself and everything like that. Obviously, he's not happy about it.
No.
Who the fuck is happy when they lose their job? Tell me that. Oh, wait.
I am.
No one's going to be happy. I'm looking at him from outside. I'm not happy the man lost his job. But at the same time, big man thing, big people thing, I understand why Margs had to do his thing. He ain't flip-flopping. So someone tell him he's real in the comments because he didn't flip-flop. Someone tell Margs that he's real.
Yes?
And he didn't say, you know what, Ginger Jay can't come back on Pen Game, and then we see Ginger Jay on Pen Game.
Let's go.
Or he didn't say Ginger Jay can come back on Pen Game, and then we don't see him on Pen Game.
Oh.
Someone give him his respect for that. Someone give him his respect for standing on business. Yeah? And being a man of his word. I want to hear that in the comment. I want to see that in the comment. Margs is a man of his word still. Because he stood on business. Whether people like it or not, he stood on business. There's no in between. People want him to make compromises with his business. It's his business. He don't have to compromise. He doesn't.
No.
And at least he's shown me that he's a man of his word. It's simple as that. He said something and he stood on business. And he ain't jumping off of it. Now, I know that's not easy for him to do because as I explained, I'm sure they're your brethren. And I pray in my heart that they can resolve that brethrenship that they had and even be friends again. You know? I pray that that can happen still. You understand me? But what I don't want to see is real niggas flip-flopping every 5 minutes. As a real one myself. I don't want to see Margs flip-flop. I don't want to see Ginger Jay flip-flop.
No.
You understand me? Yes, I want to see him apologize for what he said on the day and how he made the women feel, which he's done.
Yes?
By the way. You know, we have to give him his respect for that. He did apologize. But at the same time, I know that's how a man feels. So I don't want to see him flip-flop from that. I would respect him more if he said, you know, I didn't mean to make the girl them feel that way. But you know what? That's how I feel in it. Like, no one's going to change my opinion on it, innit? I just didn't mean for it to come out that way. But that's definitely what I'm on. I ain't standing on business, innit? I respect him for that. I'll be like, you know, brother, as much as I didn't like what he said or whatever, if that's you, blood. And at least you're saying, you know what? End of the day, I said what I said, but I meant it, innit? I just didn't mean to make the girls feel the way I did on the day and come across as hostile as I may have come across, to women.
Let's go.
You know, which I don't believe that he meant to come across that mad. Do you know what I'm saying? He just lost it for a little bit and whatnot. Do you know what I mean? But I do believe that he meant what he said. And it's fine. It's your opinion, my brother. Stick with it. Do you know what I'm saying? Everyone needs to stick with what they say, man, and stick with their opinion and stand on business, man. I want to see more standing on business. Do you know what I'm saying? And if I'm going to give Margs anything out of this whole situation, he stood on business. You know, and even Ginger Jay somewhat. You know what I mean? And even the girl, the black women that he's saying this about, you have to give him some respect because at least he showed you a little bit of how he feels. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh.
So now it's up to you if you want to deal with him or not or whatever. You understand me? So give him his respect for that. He's made everybody aware and he's educated people. Do you understand me? About how he feels. There's nothing wrong with it for him. You know what I'm saying? That's his life. That's his opinion. That's how he feels. Not everyone's going to like it.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Yes, let's not beat him up too much or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But my point of this video was to say, give Marg some respect as well, man, for what he's done and what he's built, man. And get off his back about this Ginger Jay thing. Do you know what I'm saying? And how he's dealing with Jay and everything like that. Because it's between them two at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, I see Jay come out and say he understands what's going on in it. You understand me? So, you know, at the end of the day, Jay's an entertaining guy. I'm sure he'll make it on social media doing what he's doing, innit? You get what I'm saying? So, you know, I hope he does. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, to be quite honest with you. You know? It's just things have changed now. Situations change. You know, it happens. It's life. You know, we've got to learn to adapt to situations. Do you know what I'm saying? And changes and stuff, man. You know, maybe even without falling out completely. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. I hope they resolve it. You get me? Because in the day, he should be allowed to have his opinion. Yeah, and then Mark should be allowed to have their opinion and they can still be friends. I don't see why they can't still be friends. You know, you man, if you're listening, don't let it get too mad where you don't want to chat to we don't chat to each other no more and all that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, if you can. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I know you had a little friendship there still. You understand? Yeah? Right, it's the comedian Semi-Cedar. Yeah? Shout out to Ginger Jay, shout out to Margs, you get what I'm saying, yeah? And yeah, man, shout out to the world, you know what I mean? Real talk. Yeah, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please feel free to subscribe to the channel.
Yes?
You know what I mean? If you feel like you want to hear me again, 1 and 2, or talk sense or whatever, boom, subscribe to the channel. Like, share, comment, you know how that thing goes. Yeah, nothing but love, people, man. I just felt like I had to make that point, man. Someone's got to say that Marks is real for standing on his business, for saying something and standing on it. And, you know, he showed us that he's a man that will not compromise. When he says something, he means it.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm kind of getting from him. Nothing wrong with that. I like that. You get what I'm saying, yeah? God bless to everyone, man. Shout out to the world, you get me? Don't know, yeah? Semi Cedar, comedian, I'm out. Peace.